Hello. This video is a collection of photos I took this past summer when I returned to Norfolk after many years. I first came to Norfolk in 1977 as an American college student. Friends World College had a center in Aylsham, Norfolk, which is north of Norwich, and I loved it there right from the very first few days. This map shows Norwich at the bottom, and you can see where I did my bicycle riding, which is the area north of Norwich up to Cromer on the coast. Now in 2019, Norfolk is still quite rural. It's still beautiful. It is more prosperous. I arrived right after the Norwich Canaries had been promoted to the Premier League. It was sort of like arriving in Boston, Massachusetts after the Red Sox had won the World Series. The Canaries are known for their flashy uniforms, the bright green and yellow. I'm putting this photograph next to it because I enjoyed seeing the same color scheme when I was riding my bike through the fields. Aylsham is a market town that's been settled since William the Conqueror's time. What you're seeing is Bayfield House, and it was the college center. Parts of it were built in the 1400s, and thankfully it is protected from demolition. The town's market square in the center has been a social gathering place as well as a marketplace for hundreds of years. I reread East Anglia in Verse, edited by Angus Wilson, before returning this summer. This poem is titled Norfolk. On this beautiful sunny summer day by a sculpted pond, I thought of this very fitting sonnet. You'll notice in the photographs that there are a lot of small churches I took photographs of, and that's because there are a lot of small parish churches in this part of Norfolk. A lot of them are not used very often, but they're all beautiful and very well cared for. Some of them may look a bit overgrown, but they are lovingly tended and were wonderful rest stops for me when I was riding my bicycle. These words are an ending fragment to a poem titled Grantchester by Rupert Brooke, who was killed in World War I. This is the pier at Cromer, and for those of you who may enjoy Maine in America, it reminds me of Old Orchard Beach a little bit, their old pier there, but it was great fun to ride into this part of the town. The dead and injured in wars are well remembered and honored in Norfolk. The art gallery and nature center in Norwich Castle are definitely worth a visit. I briefly worked as a cook in Tatler's restaurant, which is right by an entrance gate to Norwich Cathedral. So I was pleased to see that it was still operating. I did not take this picture. It was taken after I returned to America, but I think it's a great story. The clerics who are in charge of Norwich Cathedral decided it would be an interesting, I don't know what to call it, experiment maybe, to put this, I think it's called Helter Skelter, inside the nave of the cathedral. And their rationale was that as you went up to the top, it would enable you to see more clearly the artwork on the ceiling, which is probably true, but I'm sure there was more to it than that. It caused a bit of controversy, as they say in England, controversy in America, but I thought it was a great picture, first of all, and probably a good idea for people to enjoy a different aspect of the space there. And these are some of the choir girls from the cathedral enjoying the descent into our world from the higher world atop the Helter Skelter. This is the River Wensum, which flows through the heart of Norwich and is actually right near the train station. So as I walked through the cathedral and the cathedral grounds along the river and went to the train, I was sorry to have to leave, but it was a beautiful time in Norfolk, and I hope you enjoyed the photographs.